This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome to the iRacing Esports Network and Interlagos for the 10th meeting of the BSR MX5 Winter Series. Chaz Draycott here with Alex Simpson and Tom Jacobs. Tom, really favourite track of ours tonight, so this should be an absolute belter of a meeting. We've had good racing here before, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. Good evening, everybody. I hope you're well at home. Interlagos, what a fantastic track it is. Should produce some brilliant racing. But Marcelo Pagnon takes pole then from Jason Cooper, Luke Cooper behind him. So Swift Cooper Esports ran out the top three. Brian Holmes for Excite Energy Esports in fourth. Jack Ashton fifth. Ashley Beard in sixth. Alex Cherney in seventh. Adam McNally in eighth. Pete Newman in ninth. Adam Delmont in 10th. Jamie Ayres in 11th. 12th is Nick McCarran. 13th, Carl Jacquelette. 14th, Billy Rose. Carl Hardy in 15th. 16th, Benjamin Muse. Alan McCain in 17th. 18th, Cesare Rizzo. Jeroen Ursum in 19th. 20th is Mikey Key. 21st, David Ayres. Scott Malcolm in 22nd. Lorne Murray in 23rd. Ralph Cullinan in 24th. 25th is Roy Viverke. Dave Hampson in 26th. Steve Hefford in 27th. 28th is Craig Williams. 29th, Jack McIntyre. Kip Stevens in 30th. Joe McDonald in 31st. Rob Graham 32nd. Vincent Halley 33rd. 34th is Craig Jones. 35th, Louis Morga. 36th, Anthony Ainsworth. And 37th, James McRitchie.
Thanks very much, Tom. Big grid as always in this fantastic series, so can't wait to see how these guys get on around this awesome track. Just waiting for the last few guys now to take to the grid. And we should be on our way. 4 races coming to you tonight. They do take part at different times of the day, but looks like a really good qualifying if you're a Swift Cooper Esports or Excite car, Tom.
Yeah, they always tend to go well, don't they, these boys? And they've got a fierce rivalry. You know, the SimLab guys will be quick as well. So yeah, it should make for a really good evening. Pete Newman will be one to watch for CQR as well. We know how fast he can be. So yeah, I think it's going to make for an interesting evening. We're just waiting for the guys to grid up. So the red lights are beginning to come on then. 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. And away they go. Big plume of smoke as Marcelo Pagnon pulls away then. Jason Cooper and Luke Cooper behind them. Brian Holmes in the number 58 in 4th for Excite. He's a leading Excite car at the moment, and he won't want these guys to get away, Chaz, as they come through turn 1.
Nope, definitely not. And the top 8 is just Swift Cooper Esports and Excite cars. So really good battle between them guys. The top SimLab car is Jamie Ayres. He's 10th, and then his teammate Nick McCarran is 11th. Carl Jacquelette leading the AMB battle. Looked like Anthony Ainsworth in the background didn't get away from the line, but these guys have already started. Get your drinks out already, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for slipstreaming. They've started trying to get that slipstream to work down the straight. Might see quite a lot of overtakes there tonight, Tom. It's quite a popular corner for it. There's a couple of... Oh, I think there's a car going down the order. Adam McNally, Excite Energy Esports. He's going flying down the order. Not a great start to Adam's night. Qualified quite high up there. But he's just disappearing as it stands. The old scrap of battle. Luke Cooper there and Brian Holmes having a right ding-dong between the two of them as they're on the infield section now. And it's quite difficult to fight with other cars around you here, Tom, because it's quite sort of narrow and twisty in here, so you've got to really be careful that the lines you take don't overlap, haven't you?
Yeah, that seems to be the main issue for the infield stuff, and if you watch a lot of the F1 as we do, you'll see that there's not really a lot of overtaking opportunities in the midfield. But it's down towards the end of the lap and the start of the lap with these big straights as they come forward to complete their first lap now, where the real overtaking opportunities lie. And I think a famous word, slipstream, is going to really come into play around here. As we go on board now with Jason Cooper, and you'll be able to see at home how strong this is. He comes up on his teammate Marcelo Pagnon, And look at the difference in speed there. Cooper's really got this going. Is he going to go for the Alonso and got the inside? No, he actually nudges him as they go down the back straight. And Jason Cooper then maintains P2, just giving Marcelo a little love tap there going down the straight, just to let him know that he's here and give him a little budge to try and get away from Brian Holmes, Chaz, who is currently now sitting in P3. So he's broken up that Swift Cooper Esports train and he's bringing Excite back into the game.
Yeah, there seems to be quite a gap though. You can see it from the track map on the right hand side that these two are starting to break away. So they just need to work together now. And look at that behind them, 3 wide there. Luke Cooper on the outside, Cherney on the inside. Holmes losing out there. You can see a bit of damage on Holmes' car. Luke Cooper's off in a different part of Brazil, and so is that's, I believe, with the purple roll cage, Jack Ashton. Nick McCarran is in there as well. Jamie Ayres has broken the 3 wide through there. Is not going to work. Contact between Cooper and that was Holmes, I believe. So many Excite cars in a culmination again, Tom. It's hard to tell who's who.
Yeah, they all seem to bunch together, and we've had jokes about this with Adam McNally and Ryan Walker, haven't we, in the interviews after the races. They do work well together though, and I think that's what makes them such a great team. Just see Brian Holmes there. Nice move. Goes up the inside of the SimLab car, and keeps to the inside. And he's going round the outside now, at least trying to. I think Luke Cooper there. Yeah, he's trying to go around the outside, but he's keeping with them. I've got to say it, Chaz. Jamie Ayres, I think, is going to be one of the furthest spanner in the works. He's already up 4 places, and he's really wedged himself in between this Excite and Swift Cooper Esports sandwich, and he's got his teammate Jack Ashton right there with him as well. So I think it could be an interesting one for SimLab tonight, and I think they could spring a few surprises on us. Yeah,
they've got to try and make the most of it and work their way up the reverse grid when that comes about. You just got to, like you and Steve did last night in the World GT. Oh, contact Luke Cooper and Brian Holmes. Cooper gets the right shoulder barge. I was just about to say, over the course of the evening, you can sort of just work your way up the results by taking advantage of the reverse grid, even if it doesn't start out as well as you want it to. But I'm sure we're going to see these guys try and do just that. The reverse grid will obviously throw them further down the order, but it's all about the patience in these sprint races, because you've just got to find your opportunities. If you go for the wrong sort of thing, wrong move early on, you can ruin your race and get swamped. And right now, Brian Holmes leading this brilliant train of cars, which involves Adam Delmont and Nick McCarran, I believe, is at the back of this. Really, really good scrap between them all. Billy Rose is then in 12th, a bit further down. Fantastic battle all the way through with these guys, though. But you can see Panion and Cooper have broken away at the very front. This is the battle to watch. Oh, contact between Ashton. There's a bit of a check up there. That was Ashton and Luke Cooper. Went into the back of him. I think he was just not expecting him to brake that hard. And you know how it is when you're in traffic. One car can check up and it causes a big backlash.
Yeah, it definitely does. We saw that last night in World GT quite a fair bit. Even in just the starting lap, to be honest, when we're doing rolling starts, someone checks up and then it just gets progressively worse as you go further back. So it's just about keeping your wits about you on the brakes. The car in front's obviously going to brake on its braking markers, but that might not necessarily mean that you are going to be able to when you get there, and he might be a lot slower than you going into the corner. So yeah, I think it's just about keeping your wits about you. As we see, I think that's Jamie Ayres there in the number 4 car. He's having a look on Jack Ashton. He's going to the outside now as they come past the entry to the pit lane. It always fascinates me at Interlagos how deep you can take. That's almost as if you're going into the pits. Can be quite a risky one. But we see now Jamie Ayres and Luke Cooper. Cooper's still on the inside. Looks like he might have held the position there from Jamie Ayres, but Jamie Ayres looking very racy tonight, Chaz, and I think he's really pushing hard out there at the moment to try and make the most of this the qualifying that they were given to them.
Yeah, he's given it everything he's got, is Jamie. Normally he's a little bit reserved in his driving. He just very sort of sensible and not too in your face, but he was going 3 wide there with last time I saw him on screen. But really good swap there between. Oh, well, there goes Luke Cooper off into the distance. I was just about to say Cherney and Holmes here having a right good ding dong while Ashley Beard's got ahead. But there's just like little trios developing now. You've got these 3, then you've got Cooper, Ashton and Ayres, then Delmont, Newman and McCarran. Pete Newman, of course, for CQR. 10th place overall. There's Ashley Beard, 3rd place now for Excite Energy Esports, and there's his teammate behind him, number 58, Brian Holmes. Brian always quick. To be fair, Tom, the whole team is usually very quick, if I'm honest. They've done a cracking job so far this season.
Yeah, they have. and they always do, don't they? They came on leaps and bounds from last season. It was always a SimLab, or Momo as it was known then, party. And then it's just sort of, they've all just sort of come together now, and I think that's what we want. It's a bit of a Ferrari, Red Bull and Mercedes package that we've got in this series now, where you've got 3 teams always fighting for the win, which is really nice to see. And then sometimes you get a bit of CQR flavour thrown in there as well, which is what we want. And this is why this series really produces some action-packed racing. As we look at Brian Holmes going down the start-finish straight there, and then looking a bit further down the grid, Chaz, we've got a Excite and then Result clothing sandwich as well.
Yeah, these Result boys are learning off the Excite guys here of just sticking together in packs. And of course, Result Clothing have got a couple of new drivers in their team as far as I know at the moment. I believe it's Ralph Cullinan, Scott Malcolm as well was going to be driving for them. As we see right now, Rob Graham and Jones side by side. Oh, Graham's way overdone it. Oh, and he hits Mikey Key really hard. Well, actually, sorry, that wasn't Mikey Key, that was David Ayres. They've both got black roll cages, so forgive me. As we see Alan McCain and Billy Rose with Ben Mears involved having a right good scrap. Oh, there doesn't need to be contact, lads. You're driving in a straight line. Come on. Wide goes McCain. Oh, there's a car around. Oh, and into him. That was Jamie Ayres. Jamie Ayres and Delmont. Oh, I don't know how he managed that. Oh, and, well, McCain sat in the middle of the road there. Hopefully he doesn't take anyone with him. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's a mess. Pete Newman gets involved. Jack Ashton was in there as well. Here's Ayres, and here comes... Oh, yeah. I don't know, really. I think Ayres started to pull forward a bit early for my liking, but at the same time, if you're Alan McCain and you're going around a corner and you see a car there, you try and dive out of the way. Maybe he didn't react in time. It's one of them. You can never be too sure, I suppose. And there is Nick McCarron now. Steve Hefford in front of him. Hefford up 19 places again, Tom, and his teammate Jack McIntyre up 17. So once again, SimLab showing us how it's done if you want to make your way through the pack.
Yeah, they've not really seemed to have been the best when it comes to qualifying for race 1 this season, but in terms of fighting their way and cutting their way through the pack, they've fully Kimi Räikköned it this season. It's just been unbelievable, really. I mean, as you say, the stats, I mean, Jack McIntyre now up 18 places from where he started, and Steve Hefford up 19, as you say, and it just goes to show that their racecraft is absolutely fantastic. They really know where to position the car and where to take it. As we see there, Holmes up the inside, and he does get the move done, but it looks like Cherney's going to fight back. Might have been a little bit of contact there. Cherney gets massively out of shape, but manages to hold the car. And then it looks like Chaz, that's brought his teammate Luke Cooper into play as well. So a lot of argy-bargy going on out there at the moment.
Yeah, this is great racing though. Really good to see them going so tough, door handle to door handle. Ashley Beard's going to be feeling a little bit outnumbered right now. He's got his teammate Brian Holmes with him, but it's 4 against 2 here. You've got Cooper, Panion, Cooper and Cherney against Holmes and Beard. And they really are in quite a hefty sandwich now right now, but there's 5 seconds from Ashley Beard to Marcelo Panion. So him and his teammate Jason Cooper, who seem to be just swapping places for the lead, are doing a fine job. We've got someone asking in the chat about the blue and green rectangles. It's normally, I normally sort of warble on about these for far too long. They're the Pro and Am stickers, basically. The Pro category cars are blue, and the green are Am. It just splits the championship up into 2 smaller championships based on performance, and it just gives the Am guys something else to fight for. As Ashley Beard decides to do a bit of initial D around that hairpin there, and well, it disappears. He exits stage left. Not quite sure where he ended up, but it must have been off on the grass somewhere. Real shame that for Ashley Beard, but he went for some style points, so I'll give him a couple. But he is dropping down the order still, Tom, so he might have actually properly planted it into a wall there.
Yeah, I think it's gone, Alex.
I've got one for you to debate. Is that an Excite sandwich or is it a Swift Cooper sandwich?
That's interesting.
Oh, yeah, that's...
See? It's the meat in the middle that usually makes the sandwich name, you see. You talk about these sandwiches, you've got to get it right.
It's very true. Maybe I've been making sandwiches wrong my whole life. You put the bread in the middle, right? Should have seen the sausage butter I had earlier. Anyway, Alex Cherney is all over the back of Brian Holmes. He wants to make it a Swift Cooper Esports sandwich, or maybe even a burrito or a wrap, I don't even know, but he's going for it. Giving it everything he's got, but Holmes now is very well and truly outnumbered here, Tom, in front and behind.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? But we know how good his racecraft is. We've raced against him before, both you and I have, Chaz. And we know how good he can be. He's a great defender and a great attacker at the same time, and that's why he's currently sitting in 3rd place and leading pack number 2 as it should be known, really. But he's coming under a bit of pressure now from Cherney. Cherney's going to have a little look up the outside, and that's a risky move going through there on the outside, because it does tighten up through there, and it can be quite easy to get the car out of shape. Cherney's still on the outside and does the switchback and tucks in behind Brian Holmes. But just look at Brian's defending. He just knows exactly where to position the car and exactly where it should be to keep Cherney and Cooper at bay, and that's precisely what he's doing. And I think, Chaz, that's just what we come to expect from him nowadays. He's really come on leaps and bounds, and while the car's got a bit of damage, and that's MX5 racing, a bit like BTCC, it's really nice to see his racecraft in action.
Yeah, it's one of them series, isn't it? If it's got a straight panel on it, you've not had a good enough race. He's just giving it everything, though, Brian. Oh, and everything a bit too much as he goes on the grass. That's going to hurt his run now. Cherney's going to get him here, surely. He's quite close behind him, though, as they get early onto the straight, so he might not get as much of a run as he needs. Close together. Luke Cooper's going to get a lot of slipstream off this as well now. I think this is where we're going to see the damage affecting Brian Holmes. He's going to keep it to the inside, defend it nicely. You might see Luke Cooper just pop up on the bottom of his shot any second now. When they get on the brakes, it'll concertina anyway. There he is. Brian down the inside. Cherney keeping it round the outside. Brave stuff. Still side by side into the right-hander. Looks like Cherney might have just done it, but now he's on the outside again. Brilliant racing by these two to keep it nice and clean around there. Plenty of space provided. You can see Luke Cooper letting the car wash wide just to try and get as much slipstream as he can from his teammate. A bit further down the order, there's Ralph Cullinan and Craig Jones side by side through the same S's. Oh, Jones a little bit out of shape. Saves it 3 wide in front. That's Billy Rose. Craig Williams. I don't think that Billy Rose knows Craig is there. Otherwise, he wouldn't push Rizzo over that far. I think he knows now. He must have had the call from his spotter. He's still coming over, though, as Billy gets on the brakes. I had a chat with him last time round after Suzuka, and he really seemed to enjoy himself. Rizzo now goes to the head of that pack, and just behind them you've got Dave Hampson, Tom, who we've not seen much of tonight, but he's usually very quick. He's up 12 places, so he is showing that it's not just a myth.
No, it's not at all. We do know how quick he can be, as you say, and he's been fighting his way through the pack really well, and that's what we like to see. And he should be able to get a decent reverse grid from that, depending on what happens, of course. As we look towards the front again then, Panion out in front, leading from Jason Cooper, and then behind them, they've got a nearly 8-second lead now over Brian Holmes, and that's one hell of a lead to have, Chaz, especially in these MX-5s, and you've got to give props to them. I expect they've probably talked before this race and decided on tactics of what they're going to play, and across the line they come, and I think they might get another lap. Yes, they will. So as they come on to the final lap then, that's a brilliant bit of effort by those guys to have all that work and expertise just culminate into one brilliant team effort, and they've really pulled out all the stops this evening, and they've made great charge up the front as Cherney on the outside and Brian Holmes. These guys are still fighting, and what brilliant racing we've had this evening for race 1, and I hope it continues towards for the other 3 races.
Yeah, we've come to expect it from this series. A bit more mayhem sometimes. Oh, as Hampson is showing us out of the race. Not sure whether he's been disqualified. It seems quite sudden. You do get incident point limits in these races as well. Basically, if you put 2 wheels off the grass, make contact with another car, or spin the car, for example, you do get incident points. Different amounts varying on what has caused it, as Alex Cherney gets at least 1 there. Usually you get 1 for just going off the track, about 2 for losing control, and usually anywhere between nothing and 4 for contact. So these guys do have to watch how many of those they accumulate over the course of the race, but Brian Holmes is making sure he doesn't get any. You can actually see Kip Stevens here in what looks like 3rd place. He's actually 35th overall, a couple of laps down, just chasing his teammates around for a bit of fun by the look of it. But he'll be enjoying himself out there. Well, this has been a great show once again by Marcelo Panion, signed by Swift Cooper Esports just a couple of meetings ago. And what a signing he's been, Tom. Since Road Atlanta, he's been fantastic, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. He's always been on top of his game. And with these, another one that we've come to expect to just be so fast and up there with the pro guys right at the front of the order. I think Jason Cooper might let his teammate have this one, but it's not over until they're across the line then. On board with Jason Cooper now. And here they come, tipping it in across the pit lane. And Panion weaving left and right. They know it's a Swift Cooper Esports 1-2. A brilliant drive there for both those drivers, making it a 1-2 then for Swift Cooper Esports. Brian Holmes then coming across the line for Excite Energy Esports. Cherney just can't quite get him. And they come home in third and fourth. And then you've got Luke Cooper in there as well. Steve Hefford, though, Chaz, up 21 places from the start. So a brilliant drive from him.
Yeah, he did a great job. Oh, it was Billy Rose. And that was Rizzo across the line. Rizzo just getting it over him there. As we see more battles across the line. That's Jones making a little bit of ground on Ayres. Not quite getting there. It was Mikey Key, actually, that was involved in the incident before. I do apologise. Ayres has a red roll cage, not a black one. So I need to work on my sort of in my head spotter's guide. As Vincent Halley's going to make the most of this now. He's going to go past Mikey Key just before the line. And he does make it. Good opportunism there by Vincent Halley. Couple more cars to cross the line. Alan McCain, one of them, we saw him in that incident earlier. Ashley Beard as well. Roy Viverke, but there's your race one winner, Marcelo Pagnon. The Italian doing a great job, as always, for Swift Cooper Esports. Very well-deserved drive as well from pole position, and his teammate finishing in situ with him behind. And they'll be hoping for some good reverse grids, Tom, because they'll want more of the same of that. That was great from them, very dominant.
Yeah, that's what they'll want. It was, yeah, as you say, very dominant for them. You got Pagnon in first, Cooper in second, and then it just falls down through the leaders, and it's just been a brilliant drive for them. I don't think Excite really had an answer to Swift Cooper Esports in that race there. They were forever quick, obviously, with Brian Holmes coming home P3, but as for these two guys, I just don't think that anyone could touch them. And hopefully in the next few races they'll have a bit more of competition, but Swift Cooper Esports then on top of their game so far, and I think it's going to take a lot to beat them, Chaz.
Definitely is. And obviously we've got to give a shout out to Benjamin Mears as well, who won the AM category in that race. Really well done. Joe McDonald finished second with Ralph Cullinan in third. David Ayres was fourth, and Craig Jones came across the line in fifth. And I believe these guys, any second now, will probably be doing a spot of donut in across the line, as you have the results on screen now, Tom.
Yeah, so Marcelo Pagnon takes a well-deserved win in race one. Behind him his teammate Jason Cooper, just 3/10 of a second behind him. Brian Holmes, the first Excite Energy Esports car across the line, comes home in P3 to round off the podium. Didn't really have an answer for Pagnon and Cooper there. Alex Cherney in fourth, and Luke Cooper behind him in fifth after that brilliant battle during the end. Steve Hefford comes home in sixth, Jack Ashton in seventh, and then Nick McCarron in eighth. Pete Newman, the first CQR car across the line, finishes in 10th. Jack McIntyre in 10th. Starry Rizzo in 11th. Billy Rose in 12th. Adam Delmont in 13th. 14th, it's Adam McNally. He'll be looking to come back in race 2. Benjamin Mears is your AM race winner in 15th, and Joe McDonald and Ralph Cullinan round out the podium for AM. David Ayres finishes in 18th for Result Clothing. 19th, Craig Jones, and 20th for Scott Malcolm. Louis Morga in 21st, Jeroen Ursum in 22nd, Rob Graham in 23rd, Carl Hardy in 24th, Vincent Halley 25th, Mikey Key in 26th, Alan McCain in 27th, Roy Viverke finished 28th, behind him Ashley Beard in 29th, and Carl Jacquelet in 30th, Craig Williams in 31st, Dave Hampson in 32nd, and then your non-finishers were Anthony Ainsworth, Jamie Ayres, Kip Stevens, I think they did make it across the line actually, and James McRitchie.
Brilliant stuff, thank you, Tom. And for the first time this evening, we bring in Mr. Simpson to do the reverse grid wheel for what will be the grid for race 2 tonight, mate.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, sorry for butting in earlier, but you said sandwiches, and that just got me, perked my ears up, and I was there.
Love it.
Right.
Oh, have we got, I'm going to butt in on you now, have we got a guess from Jeroen Ursum in the chat? We do not.
20th, we do. He guessed earlier.
Oh, he did. Yes, he did. Sorry, I'm blind, it seems. There we go.
Wow. Will it be? Won't it be? I can't do a really small spin, I'm afraid. Right? Like just one little bit. Oh, that's it. Right. Where's that 20th? Green. It's going to come back around, that's for sure. We're looking at like 30th, probably -2. All -2 it is.
Okay, that would put, just having a look, Carl Jacquelet on the front row of the grid alongside Ashley Beard for Excite Energy Esports. They will be joined with Roy Viverke and Alan McCain on row 2, and Michael Key will be 5th on the grid for Result Clothing. So, if you join me, Alex and Tom in about 10-15 minutes time back on the iRacing Esports Network, we will have races 2, 3 and 4 coming up for you. Do not go away. Welcome back to the iRacing Esports Network and Interlagos for the 10th meeting of the BSR MX5 Winter Series. Chaz Draycott here with you again, and Tom Jacobs with Alex Simpson on the cameras. And Tom, as always, we saw a brilliant first race, hoping for more of the same.
Yeah, I think we'll get a brilliant second race as well. I hope you guys all enjoyed it at home for race 1, and it's going to be another action-packed race, I believe. A bit more overcast conditions here though, Chaz, so the guys should have a bit more grip out there, and it might be a little bit nicer for them in the MX5 because you saw a few guys spinning out. So
yeah, it's usually hot in Brazil, of course, so that can come into play at this track. And while these races aren't that long, sometimes there can be a little bit of tyre degradation here and there, especially when you're really pushing it like these guys. So yep, it could all definitely come into play. A bit more grip, a bit more tyre life. So maybe we'll see people going a bit harder towards the end of the race. Benjamin Mears, of course, took the win in the M category in the last one, which was great for him. He's been very, very strong since I've been watching the MX5s, to be fair. He's always been there or thereabouts. And, well, what a performance by Panion and Cooper in that first one. They just drove away with it, didn't they?
yeah, they did, and I think with where they're going to start as well, I think they're going to be able to fight their way through the grid and get a decent result all evening, providing, of course, they don't have any accidents. But we won't class that as a commentator's curse just yet. But yeah, I think they're really separating themselves in this race so far. Of course, obviously we've got 4 races this evening, this being your second one. But yeah, I think they're the ones to watch for race 2.
They certainly are, and we're going to be keeping a very close eye on the AM battle as well. Just in case you hadn't seen, any drivers with the little blue strip next to their names are pro drivers, and the green strips are AM drivers. It's just a nice little way of the championship separating people out, so they've got their own little championship to fight for as it's just advanced. So that means we will be going down to the grid, Tom. So we should have, any second now, the grid order. There we go.
So Carl Jacquelet is on pole. Behind him, Ashley Beard for Excite Energy Esports, Roy Ververke behind him, and Alan McCain. That can make an interesting 4 places there. Mikey Key behind them in 5th, Vincent Halley in 6th, with Carl Hardy in 7th, Rob Graham in 8th, Jeroen Ursum in 9th, Louis Morga 10th, Scott Malcolm in 11th, Craig Jones in 12th, 13th for David Ayres, 14th for Ralph Cullinan, 15th for Joe McDonald, Benjamin Mears in 16th, 17th Anna McNally, Adam Delmont in 18th, 19th Billy Rose, Cesare Rizzo in 20th, 21st Jack McIntyre, 22nd Pete Newman, Nick McCarron in 23rd, Jack Ashton 24th, Steve Hefford in 25th, Luke Cooper 26th, Alex Chen in 27th, Brian Holmes in 28th, 29th Jason Cooper, Marcelo Panion in 30th, 31st is Craig Williams, Dave Hampson 32nd, 33rd Anthony Ainsworth, Jamie Ayres is 34th, Kip Stevens 35th, and 36th is Lorne Murray, and rounding it out is James McRitchie in 37th.
Cracking stuff, Tom. Thank you very much. Picking up the pace on those grid readouts now. Just waiting for everyone to finish gridding up. Then the lights are coming on, actually. I eat my words, and they're away. Big plumes of smoke again, as we saw in race 1. One of the that's the Automate Knock Hill cars in the middle there. Carl Jacquelet in the yellow banana, defending from Ashley Beard. You say something about bananas putting your hairs on your chest, but it's going to put him on his face if he's racing with Ashley Beard side by side through the S's. 2 by 2. Looks like Jacquelet's just got it in front. There's a couple of guys dropping down the order a little bit, it seems. Just seen Louis Morga go down the order. Ralph Cullinan as well, new driver for Result Clothing tonight, as we look at Roy Ververke going to battle with Carl Hardy and his teammate Mikey Key. I can hear someone shouting on the in-race chat, laughing about being upside down or something. I don't quite know what's going on, but seems like quite a tame first few corners, actually. Tom, I'm very going quickly now. Say that was Rob Graham goes flying down the order. There's a couple of them. I think there's an incident further back, actually. Cherney's going as well. I did speak way too soon there. You can see them on the left-hand side. Delmont's gone flying down the order as well. Looks like there's a bit of a mess, mate.
Yeah, I think sure that Alex will be able to get us to the replay on that one at some point. But as we look forward then, everyone bunching up loads, and here we go, back for the replay then. Going into the corner, everyone's 3-2 wide, 4 wide. Oh, and there's a car in the middle and everyone just gets bunched up in it. A lot of cars going wide, streaming this way and that way. It was that, sorry. What catchy that was. Yeah, so we've got Delmont off as well. And I think it all just culminated in a bit of a mess there, didn't it? As you see, Billy Rose also on the timing screen is just falling down a bit, Chaz. So, yeah, it wasn't. You had your famous last words there and said it's all been a bit tame coming through the first 3 corners, and off everyone went. So at the moment it looks like we've got Joe McDonald, Louis Morgan, Billy Rose and Alex Cherney all in the pits. Let's see if they can get those cars back out again. As we look forward then, Carl Hardy currently defending from Jeroen Ursum, ahead of him Roy Ververke for Automech Knock Hill. And this is shaping up to be quite a nice battle, Chaz, as we go into turn 1.
Yeah, it's quite a strange amount of power you have when you're a commentator. You can literally just say a name and someone will fall off the track. So I do apologise, boys. I did curse it a bit too much there, but yeah, as you say, Tom, we've got a really good battle here involving quite a lot of the AM guys towards the front of the pack, which is nice to see. These guys holding their own up there, obviously with the help of the reverse grid, of course, but either way, they're there. Jacqueline then with McCain down the inside. McCain in the pro category, you can see by the yellow, not the yellow strips, I'm getting too distracted by Carl Jacqueline. It's a very bright car there. It's the blue strips down the side for the pro drivers, so Ashley Beard leads the way for Excite Energy Sports. Next pro driver they've got to worry about is Steve Hefford, who, again, Tom, he's up to 8th place already. He gained 17 places in 2 laps, and Jack Ashton's gained 14 places. Not even 2 laps down yet. Obviously a bit of help with that incident, but what a drive already.
Yeah, a brilliant drive for Steve Hefford. That's absolutely fantastic work. He's currently line P3 in pro, and he'll be looking to make his way through the pro guys, and if he can get up to Ashley Beard and Alan McCain, it might be a bit of a tall order for him to do that. Now Jack Ashton moves up into 9th. Your biggest mover and shaker currently in AM is James Ritchie, who's also up 14 places. As you say, that little incident will have helped him, but we know how quick James Ritchie can be in AM. So yeah, I think a lot of movers and shakers out there this evening. Looking at Alan McCain as they come to finish their 2nd lap. Carl Jacqueline though, Chaz, keeping with him at the moment in the flying yellow banana. And a lovely drive for him so far. He's not fallen off the back of the pro guys in front. So well, yeah, we know how quick Jacqueline can be in the AM category, and let's just hope that he can capitalise on this.
Yeah, he's doing a fine job so far. It's not the sort of flying banana you and I are used to, obviously, with our aviation ties. But yeah, he's doing a great job of it, and hopefully he doesn't end up with a car that's the same shape as one. But yeah, he's really sticking it to Alan McCain at the moment. Gets a bit of slipstream down here. He's a bit early in that one, I think, but still very close side by side, actually, down to the left-hander then. You would have thought he'd play it safe and try and lead the AM category and win the race for it, but you've got to just attack, haven't you? You can see the sun coming out there as it dips back behind the clouds then. Steve Hefford. You can just see some cars on the left-hand side of your screen, by the way, just little red flashes now and then. That means that they have had an incident point, so they've either gone off track, made contact with another car. Basically, something negative is going on to them, and we should probably pay attention as we see Carl Hardy down the inside of Ververke. These guys really fighting hard here. No pun intended. Onto the infield section then, and there are so many overlaps that can happen on here, and we said it in race 1, Tom. You've just got to be very careful, as this seems to be quite the highlighter crew of the wheel world here. Actually, we've got orange, bright green, and bright yellow as well of Steve Hefford as he attacks Carl Hardy.
Yeah, it reminds me of my old S2000 and the many wheel colour changes that went through. But no, it's, as you say, with the infield section, and we said it before, it is a really technical circuit, this, and it's a fantastic track to drive, and I've always really enjoyed it, and as I know you and Alex have, Chaz, but it's a really hard one to get right. Anyone can drive it fast, I think, but mastering it is a completely different ball game altogether. As we look forward then, Hefford's about to go and make the move on Ververke. Ververke going a bit slow out of the last corner, actually. Hefford's got the inside line, and I think he's got the move done already. Hefford cuts right across his nose and blocks him off from any overtaking opportunity. Turn 1, and everyone gets a little bit argy-bargy on, but everyone seems to be through okay. So Hefford then really on the charge, Chaz. He's now hunting down Mikey Key and Carl Jacqueline, and then he'll be right on the back of Ashley Beard and Alan McCain, although that is going to be a tall order.
Yeah, he's got his work cut out to get to them. Lap 4 of 9 though, so plenty of time to do it, but it's quite easy to, with the slipstream here, get left behind. There was just a bit of a moment there for Jack Ashton as he came into turn 1. Seemed a bit sideways on the brakes. We can see 2 of my favourite types of food battling on track right now. We've got Dave Hampson and James McRitchie in very similar sort of, not similar liveries as such, but they're in sort of similar colour palettes anyway. Very interesting liveries on both cars. James just chasing him down though. He's still not been made a pro yet in this series. He did actually put a comment in the YouTube chat earlier saying McRitchie for Am, because I don't think he quite had a good race. Carl Hardy's around. You'll see him any second now, I think. Yep, there he is. He does turn up into shot on the curb. Not quite sure what happened to Carl there. Probably Alex is probably lining up a replay for us already at this point, but you can just see how the field is still close together on the map on the right hand side there. Just as they get to the end of the lap now, then Ashley Beard still leading the way. Jackalette has got past McCain again, and actually McCain is flying down the order. Not quite sure what's happened to him now. Oh, there's Carl Hardy off in the background doing a bit of grass cutting, bit of lawn mowing. Probably needed something green to replace his wheels, I suppose, but he got back on. I don't know whether that was a mistake of his own or contact. The protest forms remain to be seen, I suppose. But yeah, McCain dropping down the order. That was a real shame because he was doing very well up front. Here we go. Thank you very much, Alex. Is he just going to overdo it? Oh, that looks like that's some sort of hardware failure, surely there. For him to have gone straight on as well, definite hardware failure of some sort, so really unfortunate there. It's like having a mechanical failure in real life though, isn't it, Tom? That's how we sort of attribute it as we see what happens to McCain.
Yeah, that's the way we take it. That's the only way we can take it, really. So having a look at McCain, he goes out way too hard into that corner, and that's cost him big time when he tries to hold it. And he nearly did a Nico Hulkenberg, and Carl Jackalette unfortunately hits him. Jackalette, though, gets away with it. I don't know if you found this, Chaz, but if you get on the infield at Interlagos, it's such a steep bank that you end up sliding down it, and it's very difficult to get yourself back up. So, unfortunate for Alan McCain there. Where's he sitting now? He's currently sitting in 17th, so he'll be kicking himself, as he's now got the likes of James McRitchie and Marcelo Pagnon to try and overtake, to try and get up again. So we have a little look at Scott Malcolm. He's chasing down Vincent Halley at the moment in the number 24. Scott Malcolm currently running P7 in AM at the moment. And I've got to say it, Chaz, the AM guys are in a really tight pack at the moment. There's just a little flicker of Pro thrown in there, but most of the midfield is made up of the AM guys at the moment. Yeah,
it's nice how this reverse grid mixes it up a bit, and obviously just the actual races themselves do a lot of the position swaps, as we see Marcelo Pagnon all over the back of Dave Hampson. Feint to the inside probably. He's pushing him down the straight. He lets off a bit. You can hear him lifting off the accelerator just to give him the room so he can get it done on the brakes. And I think he's just going to follow Dave Hampson. He's noticed that Dave's making some good progress. He knows that he's a quick driver. So they're probably just going to work together. Dave Hampson up 20 places, Marcelo Pagnon up 17. James McRitchie, the AM driver. Let me remind you that he's definitely an AM driver. He's gained 22 places so far in the 22 car. So he's actually not the biggest mover of the field. Steve Hefford, 23 places gained. Jack Ashton, 21. So some great drives by these guys already in race 2. Trying to make their way through is Vincent Halley in the way there of Marcelo Pagnon. Marcelo wanted to go down the inside of Dave Hampson, but just didn't quite get it done, Tom.
No, he didn't, did he? So now he's got Vincent Halley to contend with. He's going to have a little look up the inside. That's a dangerous place to pass through there. I think they nearly touched. Well, they did touch, but Pagnon does go through. It pushes Halley a little bit wide in the number 24, but Halley has a little look up the inside to see if he can get it done, but as always Pagnon does make his way through then and up into 12th place, but it's given Dave Hampson a little bit of breathing room in front of him because of that little battle they just had. So Pagnon though really making his way through the field. He is up 18 places. He's got Hampson in front of him, as you say, Chaz. He's up 21 at the moment. And they're also chasing down Carl Jackalette. He's fallen down to 10th now, Chaz. So I'm not sure what happened to Carl Jackalette. I'm not sure whether he's got a bit of damage after that contact with Alan McCain.
Yeah, it might have just been slowing him down on the straight here. As we look at Steve Hefford then, passing Roy Viverke. Steve having a great race so far, up to 2nd place. Nice move there as he chases down. This was when he got Mikey Key as well. You can see he's just doing the same thing again. Gets a really good run out of the second to last corner. And up he goes. Obviously Mikey Key on the grass a little bit there as well, so that's not going to help him out. But yeah, doing a wonderful job of it. And this will be, I imagine, when he got Jackalette. Look, you can visually see the speed that Jackalette's losing. You can hear the revs are different even. So down the inside goes Hefford. Jackalette into third, and that's that. So this is the battle for second and third now. Jack Ashton involved, trying to stop Steve Hefford making progress on his teammate Ashley Beard up front. Well, this is going to be an almighty battle, Tom. We've seen these guys are both very quick before, very feisty, so who's your money on?
I think we know how good a defender Hefford is, but then again, we also know how good an attacker Ashton is, and I think it's anyone's game here, really. And I think get your shot glasses ready. It's going to come down to the slipstream here, and Hefford gets out a little bit wide there, and that gives the advantage to Ashton.
Oh.
Ashton has a little look, but then dives out of the way. That's Hefford's gone wide though. Ashton's got a nose on him, but he's out on the outside, and this is proving to be a really fierce battle. I hope you're all enjoying it at home. So Ashton now hard on the brakes, right up behind Steve Hefford, and Hefford needs a good run out of here to try and shake him, and he doesn't really. Ashton now right up behind him. Here comes the slipstream then. Ashton tucked right in behind the SimLab Racing car of Steve Hefford. Ashton takes to the inside line, and it's a bit like Schumacher and Barrichello. Hefford's pushing him right over towards the pit lane entry. Ashton's got the inside line though, but we know how good Hefford can defend. Hefford goes way out to the outside to get the best line going in there to try and get the cut back. So Ashton goes up the inside into second place, and that's the move done, Chaz. So Ashton's now got to try and hold on to that and try and keep Hefford at bay within the slipstream.
Well, the roles are reversed now. What a move that was, though. Hefford only giving Ashton the room he needs, not the room that he's capable of having. Side by side again, though, and Hefford's got a great run out of the second corner into the left-hander. Is Ashton going to be early on the brakes? Yeah, just lets him have it. Got to think that with these overlaps of positions, they might be working together to try and catch Ashley Beard here, but that's not what Ashton wants. Ashton wants to give his teammate quite an easy victory. It looks like he's got one at the moment, if you see where Ashley Beard is off in the background there. What a scrap between these guys. We said it was going to be good. It certainly has been. Adam McNally as well, very popular gentleman in the commentary box with us, is up to fourth place there in this battle. Mikey Keys in there, 3 wide nearly. There's an Automech car in there, that's Ververke. Hampson involved. You've got Marcelo Panion, Craig Jones in there as well. Your own Ursum in the very big pink machine there. Adam McNally leading the way. Oh, Hampson all sorts of out of shape on the grass. Jason Cooper, he's going to be chasing down McNally. These two had a absolutely almighty finish last time we were here, Tom. 1,000th of a second, barely even that, separating the two of them across the line. Jason Cooper being the winner. Might even see a repeat of that if we're lucky enough here, if these guys can battle for the entire last lap together.
Well, here's hoping, and that's what we come to love from this series. Got a few of those thousandths of a second in it races, haven't we, so far in this series, and that's what we absolutely love. It really is anyone's guess now as they come on to their final lap then. Cooper leads from McNally, and then behind him Dave Hampson, but there's a bit of a gap there. We've got to see what McNally can do. As you say, he's a favourite in the comms box with us. Ever informative for us commentary guys. And McNally just remaining at the back there. They do take a different line into that corner there, Chaz, which is interesting to see. McNally seems to take a way wider entry point there, and it looks like it's costing time to Cooper at the moment. And it's brought Hampson into it. Hampson's got the slipstream and is on the outside, but will he get the run then? As we see, McNally is on the inside and he's going to have to defend Hampson there. Is he going to go for the outside move? He has got a nose ahead of the car, but McNally's still on the inside. And he's made it stick. It's pushed Hampson out wide. The MX5 steps out just a whisker. And it looks like McNally might fight to live again another day, but Hampson is coming back at him. This is brilliant stuff. Coming up towards the hill then. And they turn it in going up the hill. McNally giving him plenty of room. And it looks like Hampson's got the move done, Chaz. What a brilliant bit of driving from those two there.
Yeah, great exchange of positions there. Really, really fierce stuff as we've come to see. But Adam McNally is probably going to be lining this up now for the slipstream in the last few corners. Ashley Beard and his teammates still leading the way. Beard's got nearly a 6-second lead there. But if you look at the top sort of 5 or 6 though, Tom, out of the positions gained, you've got 22 places gained by this man, Jack Ashton, 22 by Hefford, 25 by Jason Cooper, 27 by Dave Hampson. What a hell of a drive by these guys, as here is going to be your race winner, Ashley Beard, for Excite Energy Esports. Very well deserved, very well controlled drive. And he got it done early on, didn't he, Tom? Did a brilliant job. But what we're going to need to look at is this battle. Here comes Hefford. He's got the run. He might even have this on Ashton here. He's going to overlap him. Oh, Ashton just gets there. 100th of a second in it. Very, very close stuff. Doesn't look like any of these guys are as close to finishing like that. Jason Cooper ahead of Hampson McNally. Mikey Key takes the honours in AM category. Very well done to Mikey Key. Verke second in the category with Uranus in third. And another feisty little race, Tom. Plenty of positions gained by some of those guys. Pretty big incident at the start, but yeah, we do see them every now and then. And Interlagos actually can be quite the track for it. As I think Pete Newman got disqualified on the line there after contact with Kip Stevens after he pushed him. Not quite sure whether that would have... I think he kept it in the race. Again, just like we had last week at Imola, it was whether that was before the line or not. But there are your 3 podium finishes. Great racing by those boys. That was brilliant to watch between Ashton and Hefford, wasn't it?
It was absolutely fantastic. What a great battle those guys have. And if we can have a little bit more of that for the next 2 races, guys, that would be brilliant. It's fantastic to commentate on. I'm sure you're all enjoying it at home. And this is why we love sim racing and all that it provides. But yeah, it's unfortunate for these disqualifications. As you say, we saw it last time out in Imola where I think it was James McRitchie. I'm not too sure what came of that. But yeah, it's obviously, as Chaz says, you've got your incident points in these races as you get in official races. And unfortunately, that's sometimes the way it goes. But let's just hope that Mr. Pete Newman managed to get over the line before that happened. He'll end up keeping his place. He's still sitting 24th on my timing screen, so I think he was over the line before that happened. As we see all the guys now, a bit like Tocker 2, like I used to do back in the day after the race. And there's a very flying banana Craig Jones. That's a very poorly MX5 there, Chaz, just coming over the line in 32nd place. Wow, props for him for getting that home. Yeah,
they've got a hell of a repair job on. It's a good thing they don't actually have to pay for it, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Because I wouldn't want to pay for that with that amount of bent chassis coming across the line.
Indeed not. But yeah, another fantastic race for us to watch there. Really enjoyed that, as we always do. And we now have the results on screen.
So Ashley Beard takes a well-deserved win then, 5.6 seconds ahead of Jack Ashton in the end. Steve Hefford behind him, about 100th of a second in it. So those guys, a really fierce battle for them. Jason Cooper comes home in 4th, Dave Hampson behind him in 5th. Adam McNally, another nice drive from him, finishes P6th. Mikey Key in 7th. Marcelo Panion in 8th, Roy Verke in 9th. Just a shout out to Mikey Key winning the AM race as well. Behind him was Roy Verke and Jeroen Ursum. They round out the AM podium. 11th was Vincent Halley, 12th Alan McCain, 13th was David Ayres, Scott Malcolm in 14th, 15th was Brian Holmes, Adam Delmont then in 16th, Jack McIntyre in 17th, 18th was Jamie Ayres, 19th was Lord Murray, and then in P20 we had Nick McCarran, James Ritchie behind him in 21st, Carl Jacquelet in 22nd, Benjamin Muse in 23rd, Kip Stevens in 24th, Luke Cooper in 25th, Craig Williams in 26th, Anthony Ainsworth in 27th, Carl Hardy in 28th, Cesare Rizzo in 29th. Rob Graham finished 30th, behind him Craig Jones in 31st. Pete Newman finished 32nd on our screen, so I'm not sure what's going to happen with that with the DQ situation. Looks like our non-finishers are Ralph Cullinan, Alex Cherney, Lewis Morgan and Joe McDonald, with Billy Rose finishing in last place.
Thanks very much, Tom. Much appreciated. And for the second time on 3 this evening, we should have a Mr. Alex Simpson with the reverse grid wheel.
Indeed we do.
Let's look for the Mr. Jeroen Ursum's guess as well, just in case he has submitted one. Don't think he has actually for this.
Well, we're not going to wait, I'm afraid. It was miles off last time anyway. So let's just give it a spin and let's see what we get. 30 seconds delayed. He's got time to post it before it starts spinning on screen. Should be alright. Oh, look what's come up. He's only a race out, 20th place.
Oh. Well, there we go. So it's 20th, which would be Nick McCarran on pole position alongside Lorne Murray. And then, well, Jamie Ayres and Jack McIntyre, I mean 3 SimLab cars in the top 4. Adam Delmont will be 5th and Brian Holmes will be 6th. So got some really quick pro guys towards the front of the field there. and I'm sure it's going to be a very exciting race 3 of the evening. So if you join me, Tom and Alex again in about 10-15 minutes time on the iRacing Esports Network, we will give you coverage of that race. Do not go away. Welcome back to the iRacing Esports Network and Interlagos for the 10th meeting of the BSR MX5 Winter Series. Race 3 of the evening tonight. Some wonderful sort of late afternoon sunset conditions. Maybe a bit of a hotter track for this one, Tom, but it certainly does look very picturesque.
It's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Welcome back, everyone, as Chaz said. I hope you've got yourself a nice cup of tea and a sat down chilling. As I know my father is watching this evening, so hello Dad out there at the moment. But no, we've got some very picturesque racing coming up. The sky looks stunning and so does the scenery, and I think, as you say, Chaz, it will be a little bit hotter out there for the guys at the moment. But yeah, I think it could make for an interesting race, and as you say, for all the pictures and post-press stuff, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. But going into the grid then, Nick McCarron sits on pole position for SimLab Racing. Behind him, Lorne Murray for Automech Knock Hill. Jamie Ayres is in third with Jack McIntyre in fourth. Adam Delmont in fifth. Brian Holmes is in sixth. Seventh is Scott Malcolm. Eighth, David Ayres. Alan McCain in ninth. Vincent Halley in 10th. Jeroen Ursum in 11th. Roy Verke is in 12th. 13th, we've got Marcelo Pagnon. 14th, Mikey Key. 15th, Adam McNally. 16th, Dave Hampson. Jason Cooper in 17th. Steve Hefford in 18th. 19th, Jack Ashton. Ashley Beard in 20th. 21st, James Ritchie. 22nd, Carl Jacquelet, Benjamin Muse in 23rd, Kip Stevens in 24th, 25th, Luke Cooper. The revs rise, the lights are on, drop the clutch and away they go. Big cloud of smoke as we've come to expect from these guys. Lorne Murray gets a decent start there, but Nick McCarron is right with him as well. Lorne Murray does take the lead after that nice slingshot going into turn one. And as they go in there, it looks to be McCarron is the one that's missed out. Jamie Ayres following them through though, but Lorne Murray does fight back. So does McCarron. They're still side by side. Lorne Murray's got the inside line though, and Jamie Ayres slips it into second place, Chaz. So a really dramatic start there.
Yeah, great start by the SimLab boys as well. Really sort of commanding start for them. They're going to be looking to get into the front of this one and run away with it. It's not been their night so far. This reverse grid has helped them out. They've got their quickest guys up there at the moment. You've got Jamie Ayres leading the way now. Jack McIntyre's in there. Nick McCarron helping them out. One of the Excite cars in there as well, of course. But it's really close between these guys at the moment. Lorne Murray really needs to get his elbows out here and defend. He's doing everything he can though, but sometimes, Tom, I mean, we've raced in leagues before, and so have you, Alex. It's one of those situations where you learn to know who is quicker than you on the track and who to sort of just jump out of the way of, essentially, sometimes. And I think Lorne Murray's played it safe here, and he's let the SimLab boys go, and he's not overly defended it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he'll want to try and stay with these guys. He's got a chance for a podium here if he can just hang on to their slipstream. Sorry, Tom, for jumping in there, but I heard my name and I fancied picking it up.
No worries. Jump in any time. But no, yeah, I think it's quite right what Alex says. Lorne Murray is on for a podium here. He's got the likes of Delmont and McCarron behind him. We know how quick they can be. You see a little bit here, a little bit of tyre screeching in the background. Coming over the start-finish straight. Looking back a bit then, you've got Vincent Halley, Roy Verke, McNally in there as well. And that's proving to going to be quite a fierce battle there. At the moment though, Chaz, Steve Hefford up 7 places. And we're only just coming across the line to start their second lap. So a brilliant start there for Steve Hefford. I say that, he's now up 8 places. So yeah, brilliant driving from him. Alan McCain there in 6th. Coming up on pressure from David Ayres, who's currently leading the AM race. Marcelo Pagnon down in 8th at the moment. So a nice spread of cars so far. We've not had any real incidents. Lorne Murray then in P3, still defending hard from Adam Delmont, but Jamie Ayres leads the way now for SimLab Racing. Behind him his teammate in 2nd, Jack McIntyre. So it's still all to play for everybody. As we look down the order, there's a big clump of cars in the background. Hopefully that won't end up in tears too much. But it's it's proven to be a nice, interesting race at the moment, Chaz, and these gorgeous scenery conditions here at Interlagos.
Yeah, and the oscillations of this track as well make it just more and more scenic. If you can see on the left-hand side of your screen, we've got a wonderful little alternation there between AM Pro, and so on down to 17th or even 18th place. Nice little thing on the side. As that is Delmont down the inside of Lorne Murray. Up to 3rd place. Nice move by Adam Delmont there. Brian Holmes disappeared down the order earlier, Tom. He lost quite a lot of places. Pete Newman going down the order. This is what happened to... Who is this here? This is Mikey Key. And just contact with Billy Rose. And Craig Jonesy involved as well. Joe McDonald, Luke Cooper's off there as well on the left-hand side of your screen. So a couple of little incidents in the midfield there, Tom, have spelt the end of some guys' races tonight as we look back towards the front then. Lorne Murray in the slipstream of Adam Delmont.
Yeah, so Lorne Murray really holding his own at the moment. He's not doing bad up against Delmont, is he? And they're keeping with the front runners here, bringing Delmont into play massively. Lorne Murray does take a very much an Adam McNally line into turn 1, nice and wide for him, and it gives him a nice decent run as they come back down the hill and into after the chicane and then onto the long straight. See Ayres leading the way, but McIntyre, his teammate, this is proven to be a little bit of a Ricciardo and Verstappen once again. There's no love lost between those two at the moment, is there? Fighting really hard. Ayres goes quite slow into there, but McIntyre goes extremely wide, holds the lead. Well, that's brought Delmont into play now, Chaz, and this really is proven to be about a 6-car race at the moment.
Yeah, this is great. The first 2 races we saw tonight, of course, bit of a runaway winner, but this is fantastic to watch. These SimLab boys have not got a chance of running away with it yet. Adam Delmont, not seen much of him in recent times in the series, but he's back tonight and he's showing them what he's worth, and he's doing a great job of it as well. Lorne Murray, of course, in 4th, Nick McCarron 5th. Just behind them is Alan McCain and Panion on board now with Adam Delmont. Great view here of the battle in front. You can see just how close these guys run together on track. It doesn't look that close sometimes when you watch from the outside, but yeah, when you're on board with the car and you really see it, then you do understand just how close they race. And even when they go into just braking zones, Tom, they're so close to the back of each other. There's so much trust. But as we head into the sun now, look at that. It looks beautiful, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks absolutely gorgeous. And I can't imagine what it's like to actually drive it, especially if you're in VR as well. But it looks absolutely fantastic. Delmont, though, tucking into the slipstream of McIntyre. Ayres has got the inside line as they come towards the pit lane entry. Ayres taking it very, very inside. They're about to go 3 wide, though. Delmont on the outside, McIntyre in the middle, Ayres on the inside. And let's see who's going to come off on top as they come down into turn 1. Brake lights glowing. Ayres on the inside line. McIntyre nearly hits Delmont. Delmont, though, what a move. He puts it on Jamie Ayres. Tries to go round the outside into turn number 3. Doesn't quite make it stick, Chaz. Ayres, though, comes out on top after that. And what some really ferocious racing we've got here. They're just not giving up, are they?
Not at all. I think Delmont just gave Jack McIntyre a slight bit of the door there, but I don't think he realised just how wide they were going. It's good to see him still going. Good recovery by Jack McIntyre. Nick McCarron and Marcelo Panion having a bit of a battle in the back of this pack as well. And Steve Hefford's getting involved, so it's all the SimLab boys that come into play today. Pete Van Gool, unfortunately, not racing tonight, but he is in the chat and he is watching, so good evening to you, Mr. Van Gool. I hope you are well. We also have Mick Barry watching tonight. I hope you're well as well, Mick. And contact. Panion has been hit by someone. I think that was McCain. He's back on 3 wide with Steve Hefford as well around the left-hander. That's not going to end well. I don't know how they've managed that, but they've all got round somehow, Tom. This is, well, it's a bit argy-bargy as we come to expect from... Panion down the inside. Gets 2 of them done. Does he get 3 of them done? I think he does. He does get McCarron done as well. Brilliant stuff by Panion. Really committed. And you can tell just from that little incident, he doesn't want to lose these places at all.
No, he doesn't, does he? And we know how much of a ferocious racer he is. So there's 2 packs forming here to get high up into those positions. It really is a bit like the old Super Tourer era at the moment. There's doors being pushed into each other and bumpers flying off and all sorts. And that's why we really do love this series. Looking a bit further back, Jeroen Ursum now having a little bit of fun with Jack Ashton behind him. And the pink grapefruit car, as I'm now going to call Jeroen Ursum. We like our fruity flavours around here, don't we? Ashton's got the inside line. Ursum on the outside. Whoa, Ashton really deep into that corner. Now he's got to get past Malcolm and Halley. He goes round the outside of Malcolm, and I think he's got that one pretty much in the bag as they come down towards the long straight. Ashton is in the slipstream of Halley, and let's see if he can make this move stick. This could be an interesting one. It could also end in tears. Scott Malcolm on the inside, but Ashton is going to go round the outside of them both. Wow! Ursum nearly runs into the back of Scott Malcolm there, Chaz, and I think he was really lucky to get on the anchors enough not to run into the back of him.
Yeah, very lucky indeed. I bet that looked quite interesting from Scott Malcolm's point of view, looking in the rear view mirror. Suddenly this big grapefruit behind you, and nearly into the rear bumper. As we look at the front, there's no fruit that really are completely solid black, are there? To be fair, you could probably say something daft like a dragon fruit because Jack McIntyre's car's purple, but let's not go too deeply into that, as Jamie Ayres nearly goes too deeply into the braking zone there. Still following his teammate though, nice bit of formation. It's good to see these boys back at the front though, Tom. I remember the very first MX5 BSR race I actually commentated on. Jamie Ayres won it from Jack McIntyre at Watkins Glen, and that was nearly a year ago now. And it's just good to see these boys back at the front. But Adam Delmont, another one to see. That's nice to see him up there as well. Really, really giving it to him.
Yeah, I've got to give a shout out to Lorne Murray as well. He really is holding his own for Auto Mechnock Hill. Delmont not letting the two guys in front get away though, but you've got the likes of Marcelo Pagnon and Steve Hefford coming up on them quite quickly. Looking back there, McCain and McCarran having a little bit of a ding-dong, as you say, Chaz, coming towards turn one. McCarran on the inside line, McCain on the outside. Brake lights glowing. McCain round the outside. Can he make the move stick? Don't think he can. He went in a bit too deep there. And then that's brought McNally into play as well now. And I think that's not what you want to do there, Chaz. I think if you're going to the move in turn one, the inside, it really is the line to have. And you don't want to run too deep into it either, because as you can see, it's brought McNally into play now. And just look how much time McCain's lost to him.
Oh, indeed, it's not really worked out for him there. McNally down the inside, nice manoeuvre, and off he goes. Although it seems like a bit of a cutback from McCain there. Once again, these two back at it, McRitchie and Hampson, side by side as they come up the hill. They've got Vincent Halley in front of them. Halley second in the AM category at the moment. They'll be happy with that, or Halley with that, whatever you want to say. As they go into the double right-hander. Oh, really, really trying to control it on the brakes. Hampson finds some sort of gap there. I don't know how he found that. There was a tiny little gap down the inside of Halley. Into the next right-hander, he does the same. McRitchie gets on the anchors a little bit, not to run into the back of him. Really close racing there as the weight transfers to the left. These cars go back down the hill, then it goes back up a hill. It's that's definitely a track that you've got to focus on, Tom. Like I said earlier, so many oscillations. Oh, McRitchie sends it down the inside. Operation Send was in full effect there. Oh, it's a bit of bunching up behind. That's Brian Holmes, Scott Malcolm. And there's a lot of pink there. There's a big grapefruit behind him. There's Kip Stevens on the left. You've got Alex Cherney in there with your own Ursum. Really good scrap between these boys. Ursum gets a great run. Look at that. Stevens, Ursum and Cherney. Halley's got the worst run out of the lot. He's on the outside. Scott Malcolm's in the very middle of this. This is going to get very focused in for these boys. But don't forget, look at Benjamin Mears and his teammate as well, actually. I believe that's Roy Ververke in the other Auto Met car behind. They're going to benefit from a lot of slipstream here, but it's 2x2x2 almost. Well, the guy that's made the most of this is Brian Holmes. He's checked out from this battle now, Tom, as they go 2x2 and even 3 wide into turn one.
Yeah, it's given them the distance, hasn't it? Ursum up the inside line. He's sticking it on to Stevens, but Stevens gets a brilliant run coming out of the chicane. Scott Malcolm does the same. He's now looks a bit like he's going to be on the back of your own Ursum now. As we see Delmont sticking it up the inside, giving it the full Danny Ricciardo on McIntyre. But McIntyre still on the outside. That's brought Pagnon into it. Murray's still there with them. A brilliant drive by Lorne Murray as well. Jamie Ayres still holding his own out in front at the moment. So you've got Ayres, McIntyre, Pagnon, Delmont and Lorne Murray all in this battle to take this race number 3 win. And they've just gone a little bit tame on the infield, as we always say, Chad. It's not really any decent overtaking opportunities there. So, but I think it's all going to come down to the last lap and that elusive slipstream for them.
Yeah, it certainly will. You just got to play it tactically, and that's not tactically into the back of whoever that was. I think Hefford hit the back of Lorne Murray there. Sounded like 2 bits of contact though, so I don't know whether someone else is involved. But Pagnon's really sneaked his way into this battle, hasn't he? To be honest, Tom, he's suddenly on a podium position, and well, Adam Delmont there behind them, still holding his ground. But to me, I'd say Pagnon's probably one of the favourites here, mate. It's going to be tough to beat Ayres and McIntyre. They're 2 of the absolute pros of this series. But yeah, these last 2 laps are going to be very focusing, as you see Pagnon now with a big slipstream. McIntyre defending for his life on the inside. Pagnon gives him the very minimum amount of room that you can give another driver there. Turns it into turn 1. Plenty of curb. Jason Cooper, I believe that is in 12th place. It probably isn't. I bet I've got the wrong one. No, it is Jason Cooper. Wow, that doesn't happen often. He's got the fastest lap of the race in 12th, 49.782. But this is starting to bunch up once again, Tom, now. They've caught back onto the back of Jamie Ayres and let the position swapping begin.
Yes, and saying that, here it comes. McIntyre on the inside of Jamie Ayres. They are teammates, but I think it's all to play for here. McIntyre does take the race lead from Jamie Ayres, but Panion is right there with them, and I think Panion's going to bide his time now as they come up the hill. Or is Panion not going to? He takes the inside, puts one wheel on the gas, and round they go up the hill. Jamie Ayres really sticking it to McIntyre at the moment. McIntyre way out wide. Will Ayres take this opportunity? He doesn't, so just backs out a little bit. I think he was expecting McIntyre to come across on his nose there. But what this battle's causing is, Chaz, is it's really helping Delmont and Murray, and even Hefford start to get onto the back of this as well. And they're gonna, next time across will be their final lap of the race, and it really is anyone's to play for at the moment.
Yeah, they've just got to play it tactically. That's all they've got to do. We know that the slipstream, take a shot, is very strong here, especially on this last section, and that's the bit that matters most at the end of the day. We've seen races decided here before. The sun going down now, you can see the track not quite as reflective as it was earlier. Jamie Ayres really going down the inside of Jack McIntyre now. They've got to somehow try and work together here while not messing about too much and overtaking each other. Lorne Murray's still in 5th, what a drive by him. Really, really impressed by Lorne in this race, he's done a great job. But they're going to be hoping, Tom, that Delmont puts so much pressure on Panion here that he sort of distracts him from the SimLab guys at the front.
Yeah, that's what they're going to be hoping. And they're going to be hoping that Panion really does disrupt it for Delmont and Lorne Murray to get involved. And I think Steve Hefford will be hoping for that as well. Coming round turn number 3 for the final time then. And here it comes. It's all to play for. There's a car on the outside on its roof. I'm not sure who that is or what happened. Not seen anyone falling down the order at the moment. Was it Jack Ashton? So I'm not sure what happened to him. But as we see, Panion stuck it up the middle then as we're distracted by the MX5 on its roll bar. And round he goes, and Panion stuck it into 2nd place, Chaz. And this is still bringing Delmont and Lorne Murray into play, so they could get a really good slipstream coming across the line if they can hold with these guys, and it still really is anyone's to play for.
Well, just looking at the first 2 corners, we were saying that obviously you want the distraction technique to work so that Panion can't mount a challenge on them. Give it 1 corner and he's already with them, and then slipstreams past one of them down the straight, and it just goes to show how quickly it can change here. Delmont trying to get involved now. He's down the inside of McIntyre. Jack McIntyre, very respectful racer. He's going to give him all the room in the world. And I think that Adam Delmont could spring a surprise here. He's a bit further back. Panion might not get much of a run. Look how far out they're going. They're giving that 1 incident point up just to get a good run. Oh, Jamie Ayres has gone too wide. That means Panion is going to get a better run. But is Adam Delmont close enough to get a slipstream? I don't think he is. But you never know. This MX5 punches a mighty hole in the air. Jamie Ayres is going to try and get some slipstream as well. Back off Panion now. He might even get the position back over the line. Down they go past the entrance to the pit lane. Jamie Ayres has got a run here, but I don't think it's going to be enough. It's going to be Marcel Panion taking race 3 of the evening. What a brilliant finish by those guys. Really feisty. Jamie Ayres will be kicking himself, though, for making that mistake into the final corner, Tom. That was pivotal.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? That's not where you want to do it. We see Stevens, Ursum and Chernial coming over the line, 14th, 15th and 16th. Yeah, back to Jamie Ayres. That is not what you want to be doing. And it reminds me of certain Mr. Lewis Hamilton at the American Grand Prix last season. And, you know, if that's what happens, that you just kick yourself. And I know Hamilton did win it at the end of the day as Jamie Ayres gets it very sideways. Brilliant from him. But yeah, that's racing at the end of the day, and that's why we love it. It brought it to a very climactic end. We see the replay here. There's Panion then behind in P3. And Jamie Ayres, look how wide they're pushing out the cars out to go through the last corner and then back up the hill again. And that just goes to show how good a run they can get through there, Chaz, by taking that line. Yeah,
it was very well orchestrated, that, Alex, I must say. That was what he wanted to do, and this is what he didn't want to do. It looked like he got too much curb, didn't he? It pushed him wide. And you can see Panion just runs it out on the edge of it, and he's just going to go flying past as the track reflects beautifully there. Just showing, well, I'll tell you what though, Ayres only gave Panion the room he needed. And then you can see just how quickly he picks up the slipstream. Look at it, he's already gaining on him now. And it's such a massive effect on such a little car. Bit of a nudge, bit longer and he would have had it, but Very, very fair racing by those boys there. Really, really good to watch as always. And of course, Delmont came home in third over Jack McIntyre there, but Panion 12 places gained for the win. What a drive.
Yeah, fantastic drive for him, and it was well deserved. That's 2 out of 3 so far for Marcelo Panion. And just a quick shout out to Lorne Murray as well. Did very well to hold P number 5. James Ritchie then took the AM win as well, so a shout out to him. A nice drive from him. Up 10 places from the start there, Chaz. The biggest mover and shaker was Mr. Alex Chunny, though, up 18 places in that race. So he had a fierce battle on his hands. But yeah, a nice win there for Marcelo Panion, and I think Swift Cooper will be very happy with that.
Yeah, they certainly will be, and so they should be. More and more points to the championship. It's always a good thing in such a long season like this. Any second now we should have, well, there you go. Right on cue, there's the results for you.
So Marcelo Panion takes a very well-deserved win, and a brilliant drive for him for Swift Cooper Esports. 2 out of 3, as I said. Jamie Ayres behind him in P2, just 0.04 of a second between them at the line. Adam Delmont finishes P3, Jack McIntyre P4, Lorne Murray, brilliant drive, finishes P5, Alan McNally in P6, Ashley Beard P7, Steve Hefford finished P8, and behind him was Alan McCain in P9. And round out the top 10 was Nick McCarron. James Ritchie is your AmRace winner once again this season, proving that he might be looking for a pro drive soon. So a brilliant drive from him, and I know he'll be coming back in the next race. Brian Holmes finishes P12, behind him David Ayres, Kip Stevens in 14th, 15th was your own Ursum, Alex Cherney in 16th, 17th Benjamin Mears, 18th was Scott Malcolm, and then coming home in 19th was Craig Williams, Billy Rose in 20th, Carl Hardy 21st, Zari Rizzo 22nd, Joe McDonald 23rd, Ralph Cullinan in 24th, Roy Viverke in 25th, Mikey Key in 26th with Rob Graham in 27th. Jason Cooper, you won't be too happy with that, finishes down in 28th. Pete Newman behind him in 29th. Vincent Halley in 30th. Craig Jones in 31st. And then Jack Ashton in 32nd. And then your non-finishers were Dave Hampson, Anthony Ainsworth, Luke Cooper, Carl Jackalette. And we should have one more on the boards. No, that's it. There was only 36 runners, so that's your finishers there.
Brilliant stuff, thank you very much, Tom. And for the third and final time this evening, we should have a Mr. Alex Simpson with the reverse grid wheel.
It helps if I unmute myself, doesn't it?
There you go.
Here we go then. Straight to it. We've had the predictions in nice and early this time. Decent spin. And this is going to be close, whether it's going to tick over to a 4 or stay on a 15th. And it stays on a 15th. Tiny one for the last race of the day.
Well, that's fortunate, isn't it? Your own Ursum pole position.
he got his guess wrong, but he gets the pole position, so.
Kip Stevens will join him on the front row of the grid. Then it's David Ayres of Result Clothing, and Brian Holmes will be 4th on the grid. And the ever-fast James McRitchie will be 5th on the grid. So, one more race to come this evening, and I'm pretty sure we'll end up under lights in this one, so you won't want to miss it. Join me, Alex and Tom in about 10-15 minutes time on the iRacing Esports Network. Don't go away.
ready to play now. Put me in the game now. I came here to prove it, I'm ready to do it, I can't be afraid now. Put me on the stage now, I'm ready to rage now. I feel like an animal stuck in a cage and I'm ready to break out. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. This time, like the last time, you better get ready to race to the top. I'm ready to do this, show you what the truth is. I step on the field, it's time to get real, I'm feeling so ruthless. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down, hand over my crown, hand over my heart. I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Yeah. So what are you afraid of? Those feelings are made of. Get in the game, your moment of fame, show them what you made of. It's time that we stand up, it's time that we man up. For anyone asking who is the best, we putting our hands up. My time, nothing can keep me from reaching the top. This time, like the last time, I'm moving so fast, I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to throw down, it's time for the showdown. I'm ready to rise, don't be surprised, I'll take on the world now. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down, hand over my crown, hand over my heart. I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. My town, my crown, we know what it takes to be reaching the top. We're reaching the top, we're reaching the top. We know what it takes to be reaching the top. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. My town, my crown, we know what it takes to be reaching the top. We're reaching the top, we're reaching the top. We know what it takes to be reaching the top. Lower the lights down, hand over my crown, hand over my heart. I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Turning the track up, I'm never gon' back down. Hand over my heart, I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop.
Welcome back to Interlagos and the iRacing Esports Network for the final race tonight of the BSR MX5 Winter Series. As you can see, the sun is going down, the lights are on, and it's going to be another feisty contest here, Tom. So we're, well, it's just going to be just a lovely, exciting way to end off the evening, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be. It'll be a fantastic race. I hope you're going to enjoy it, guys. Jeroen Ursum takes pole then from Kip Stevens, David Ayres, Brian Holmes, James McRitchie, Nick McKerran, Alan McCain, Steve Hefford, Ashley Beard, Adam McNally, Lorne Murray, Jack McIntyre, Adam Delmont, Jamie Ayres, Marcelo Pagnon, Alex Cherney, Benjamin Mears, Scott Malcolm, Craig Williams and Billy Rose. We'll scroll through the rest of them while we wait for the guys to rev the engines up. The lights are going to come on very, very shortly, and I think it's going to be one hell of an exciting race, this. The red lights are beginning to come on, to quote Murray Walker, for one final time. 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and drop the clutch and away they go. Nice start there from Jeroen Ursum. He covers off the inside line already from Kip Stevens, and the lights of Brian Holmes as well. Into turn 1 they go then, everyone through nice and cleanly. Brian Holmes really making a dive there, gets up the inside of Kip Stevens. Does he make the move stick? He forces Stevens out quite wide, but Stevens fights back then, and that slots Brian Holmes down into P3. He's already made up a place on David Ayres. Now Kip Stevens got a decent run out that corner. That's brought Brian Holmes into it as well. Jeroen Ursum losing out then on the lead so far. Kip Stevens still out in front, but Brian Holmes dives down the inside on Kip Stevens. He gets massively out of shape. They're both off onto the infield. Can Brian Holmes hold it? And he does. And he's still in the running for the lead as he cuts back onto the track. And how he got away with that one, Chaz, I have no idea.
Yeah, same. I was just sitting here holding my breath with my gob open. Then I don't know how he managed that. But it's the grapefruit that leads. It's Jeroen Ursum himself, the spinning wheel guru. And he's ahead of a fellow grapefruit fan of Kip Stevens. And in there as well, David Ayres is, well, I was going to say leading the M category, but of course he's not. Oh, and that's going to be Holmes and Hefford, I think. No, Hefford's on the outside, sorry. I apologise, Mr. Hefford. I did not point the finger at all. I'm innocent, he says. There's someone around anyway. Brian Holmes, I think, got contact. Just trying to see who else went down the order, but it might have been Jamie Ayres.
It was McRitchie.
Oh, it was. Yes, it was Rich T. He's had a bit of a nightmare there. Well, he'll want a brew after this one, that's for sure. Steve Hefford then up to 3rd. McIntyre again in the running straight away. McIntyre's gained 7 places this lap, Tom. So's Adam Delmont. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it is. Well, absolutely great driving from then. And McIntyre's going to be looking to win this one, isn't he? And so's Delmont. Brian Holmes is only down in P7, and he's right on the back of these guys again as we come towards turn 1. Oh, they're pretty much 4 wide going into it. Down they come then, Steve Hefford on the outside. Let's see what he can do. He makes contact there with Kip Stevens. Oh, there's a bit of argy-bargy in there. This has brought Jack McIntyre into it, but Jeroen Ursum still leads. Round they go. Kip Stevens out of shape. They're all bunching up. Steve Hefford sideways. He's held the car though. Wow, how anyone didn't end up facing the other way out of that, Chaz, and there wasn't a massive pile-up, I don't know, but Steve Hefford was the one who missed out there.
Can I open my eyes yet? That's just, that was horrifying. Stevens, I think, just... oh, well, there you go. Jamie Ayres is sideways. That's McRitchie out and wide. Oh, Ayres came back across and he's hit Cherney. And who's that around? I think that's Brian Holmes as well. Scott Malcolm's involved. Oh, there's a lot of them. Jamie Ayres is in that. There is Mikey Key doing some fantastic avoidance. And there's Adam McNally, what looks like he's drifting. But I promise you, ladies and gents, he's not trying to do that. That's the car misbehaving. Oh, there's another car around there as well. That's Jason Cooper. There's Adam Delmont again. But yeah, it was Stevens and Hefford. They came together, and then as Hefford went back to the inside, Delmont was there. Delmont couldn't get out of it. Hefford was sideways across the front of him. He lost it again, and somehow, like you say, no one ended up the other way around. They were like 5 or 6 wide even as they recovered. But I think as everyone bunched up again onto the braking zone for the left-hander, that's when it all got messy. There's Ayres. Holmes got caught out there. Hefford turned Malcolm. Gurney. Scott's in the middle of the track. Look at Mikey Key. I think he took some yellow paint with him there as Cherney, well, it's one way of doing it, I suppose. Gets going again. Here we go. Yeah, Ayres is out of shape. Hits Cherney. You'll see, yeah, Brian Holmes, interesting that with Holmes, you know, because he just suddenly, he was driving along and I think it was as if he just caught wheels with somebody because it really launched the car around. There's Adam McNally way off the circuit as well. and he stays. Oh, this is damage from already. Oh well, there's Carl Hardy. You think having a bit of an exit, but yeah, some very damaged cars and a pretty hefty incident there. We didn't need that, unfortunately, but it does happen. Interlagos, I've seen quite a lot of large accidents before in multiple series. Mick Barry basically saying exactly what I'm thinking. How did Hef hold that? No way, it was unbelievable. Jack McIntyre is in the lead though, and somehow Jack Ashton's gained 26 places, Tom, into 5th place. How has he done that?
I think that little incident helped him out a lot there, didn't it? But still, great racing from him. 26 places, and we're only on the lap number 3 here. And he could really be on for the lead. He's got to get onto the back of Jack McIntyre. He's got 2.6 seconds at the moment over David Ayres, who's coming under a lot of pressure now from Jeroen Ursum still. Ursum still holding himself well, but the 1, 2 and 3 positions in AM are in 2nd, 3rd and 4th in the race. As we see, I think that Benjamin Mir is getting massively out of shape there as well. So I don't think these guys are that used to these darker conditions. The sun is very much going down. They'll have a bit more grip out there because it'll be a bit colder. The engines will obviously run a lot smoother. But it gets a bit harder, doesn't it, Chaz, when it's night time to see your braking points and things?
Yeah, it looks nice and cushy from up here in the commentary booth, and looks very pretty with all the different shadows and the fantastic lighting effects that iRacing gives us. I mean, look at how all the shadows cascade off the cars. It looks brilliant. But yeah, while it does look nice and cushy up here, it can be a bit of a nightmare when you're on track, because the liveries are that bright and that vivid in your face that that's all you can concentrate on, and it's hard to differentiate between your braking zones, like you say, and any sort of markers that you use. I remember obviously when we had static weather in iRacing and no day-night transition, there was certain shadows and things at places like Spa that people used to use. I remember having the conversations with them about it. And now that's all gone. That's all in the past now. But just like real life, that's what happens, and that's the beauty of it, I suppose. It's as realistic as it could get like that. As we look at Mears now with Jeroen Ursum and Ashley Beard, our race 2 winner. Really, really fierce battling between these guys once again. David Ayres leading the AM category still, as you said, Tom, doing a fine job up there. You can see Craig Williams and Nick McCarron having a nice little battle behind these guys as well. But this is wow, what an active race this has been. That incident really shook things up. But Jack Ashton is now up to 2nd place. And he is going to... Oh, I heard contact there. Who's going down the order? Marcelo Pagnon and Billy Rose, it looks like.
Oh, they've touched again, haven't they, on the infield?
Not great.
Pagnon's managed to get the car going again. Well, they both have. But Pagnon, if you're a fan of him, now down in 22nd place. You won't be very happy with that. Oh, he's had 2 wins this evening, so I think he can muster this one and take a hit on it.
Yeah.
As we look down now at Jeroen Ursum, still running in P5 at the moment. Chaz having a nice race out there at the moment. Coming under a bit of pressure from Benjamin Mears. He's currently running 2nd and 3rd in AM. Those guys with Mr. David Ayres in the 666 car running 3rd in AM and 3rd overall. So it's McIntyre from Ashton, from Ayres, from Beard and from Ursum. That's your top 5 as we speak. David Ayres though, he's on to Ashley Beard. Sorry, I got my Excite cars confused because they're always together. As we go towards turn 1 then, the Result clothing car does back out. And Ashley Beard is up into P3 now. So it's SimLab from Excite. And that's going to be a fierce battle, I feel, Chaz, although they've got a lot of work to do to try and catch Jack McIntyre.
Yeah, we've got to watch Jack Ashton's pace here. It's the battle of the 2 Jacks. And they both run purple highlights on their cars as well, so you never know. Sometimes opposites attract, but we'll have to see. It's the green roll cave Ashley Beard that's going to be helping to propel his teammate forward here. Really, really, really pretty this is when the lights have gone down. Oh, speaking of going down, there goes Ralph Cullinan off your timing screen on the left-hand side. I think there's been a bit of an incident that has claimed him. Jason Cooper going down the order as well. Not quite sure what's happened to him. Must have had contact or damage of sorts, because that is not a healthy MX5. Bit of a shame, really. Jason Cooper's had a bit of a mixed evening so far, it seems, Tom. As these guys, it's getting actually, in a nice way, it's actually becoming hard to tell visually who is who at the moment, which is actually quite nice because I mean, nothing bad to say about the iRacing guys, but as probably a lot of people that have used the service know, the cars sort of used to glow in the dark when it was night time, but now they've really heightened up their lighting effects, and look at it, you get proper silhouette-y sort of cars, if that's an actual word, and it looks brilliant for it, and I really like that because it gives you that aspect of night racing of who is this I'm looking at. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? And I think that's what we like with night racing, as you say, especially with the endurance stuff. It's fantastic, and for you and I who really like our iRacing photography as well, it really brings out a different dimension to it, and that's what we want. As we look a little bit further back, Craig Williams then, he's fighting with Jeroen Ursum and David Ayres in the 666. Craig Williams trying a little look up the inside. He might make that move go. Jeroen Ursum fights back though as they come through the long curve of turn number 3. And he's managed to make it stick, Chaz. And everyone's sort of filtering out into their own individual battles now. As we look down the straight and all the cars. What a great shot that is. Headlights ablaze, rear lights and brake lights glowing as they come down, really braking hard. Looking at Mr. Robert Hartley now. And he's up 26 places, Chaz, so far, as well as Jack Ashton, who's up 28 places. So some really big movers and shakers out there at the moment. Back to our battle with Craig Williams, Ursum and Ayres then. Craig Williams having a look around the outside, see if he can make it stick. Ursum forces him out wide though. Ursum still on the inside line. Brake disc glowing, sorry. As they break down hard into it. Williams up the inside, he locks up a little bit to stop himself from running into the back of David Ayres, and he gets that move done, and what a brilliant move there, Chaz, from Craig Williams.
Yeah, nicely played, did a great job there. Good to see Rob Hartley a second ago as well, and of course one of the greatest iRacing MX5 drivers on the service. Well, these guys really, yeah, the gloves are off, as you say, mate. It's a fantastic battle in here. David Ayres still leading the AM category. I was going to say he was running 5th, but he was more running wide there than anything else. And that's going to let Jeroen Ursum in on this. Looks like. So while the side-by-side Ayres out, well, 3 wide. Ayres is in the middle. Oh, I think there's a bit of contact there. Maybe a little bit more contact. No, he's actually laid him behind there. I thought he went back for a bit more then. That certainly made me hold my breath a little bit. Into turn 1 they go. Jeroen Ursum now to the front of the. Oh, yep, he's made it. Sorry, it's just for a second. Then I thought he wasn't going to make that, but he managed to do it. And I do apologise, by the way. Earlier in the, I did realise in the break, and it's just hit me like a ton of bricks, that I mentioned that we spoke to someone last time out at Suzuka, and there's been an entire race meeting since then, and I completely thought that we raced at Imola last week, so I do apologise for anyone that did notice that. Williams and Rizzo. Rizzo's actually sort of sneaked his way up there as well now, hasn't he, Tom? He's done a fine job of getting up there so far.
Yeah, he has. He's up 14 places from where he started. Started P19, I believe. He goes round, tries to go round the outside of Rizzo. Rizzo really having a great race though, and he's up 18 places himself. As Rizzo keeps to the inside line, takes it nice and defensive from Craig Williams in the number 27 machine, and that's giving Rizzo a little bit of breathing space now. As you see Robert Hartley getting massively out of shape there. That's what he would have wanted. Not so much even as he comes through there, and that car really is dancing, isn't it? You can really see why, as you say, Chaz, he is one of the better MX5 drivers out there on the iRacing service. He likes seems to be that he likes a really nice loose car, and it really works well for him. The car absolutely dances round on these laps, even in these cold conditions where the cars are a bit more grippier. As I said before, he absolutely loves it as they come down to the past the start finish straight and past the entry to the pit lane once again to start lap number 8, and they're all hot on the heels of each other. Grab your shots, everybody, because it's the slipstream race again. Rizzo out in front now, coming under pressure from Craig Williams as they go down into turn 1. Rizzo out nice and wide, gives Craig Williams plenty of room, but can Rizzo fight back as they come down the hill? Rizzo gets out of shape, and that has given Craig Williams the run there, but it's brought Jeroen Ursum into it as well in that nice Huskenveld painted car. Down the straight they go then, and this really is anyone's game as they come towards their braking markers. Craig Williams there defending nice and hard, but Ursum's got the inside line. That's a bit too inside. They do make contact, and Rizzo's been pushed way out wide. They were both lucky to get away with that in the end, and they do make contact again. Rizzo's still out wide, and it's a lot of argy-bargy at the moment out there, Chaz, and I think it could all end in tears if they carry on this way.
Yeah, they need to reel it in a little bit, but it's feisty. It's towards the end of the night, and they're giving it everything they've got. Rizzo back ahead now of Ursum, and just down the inside, or having a look, is David Ayres. Nearly makes contact himself. Still side by side on the infield section of this, of course, is now for the AM category lead. Robert Hartley, not taking any prisoners through there. Just literally jumps into this battle. Hiya, boys, I'm here, and I'm here to stay. He's not going to stay for long, though, if it's anything to do with him. With his yellow roll cage friend, Hero Nursum, and there he goes. Suddenly he's in shot, suddenly he's out of shot, and yeah, 2 places gave you Robert Hartley. Brilliant stuff.
It's great stuff, isn't it? Hartley does make it look very, very easy, though, which I can assure you it is not out there.
Oh, Nick McCarron!
There's Mick McCarron.
I hope he didn't hit Hefford there. I think he did.
Chaz called it before he did, and we see Hefford has moved down the order, currently P16. I don't know whether he did hit him, though. Let's have a little look back at that. If we can get it, there we go. So McCarron pushes it out wide, way out onto the grass, bit too much power, and he did hit. Oh, that's unfortunate for Steve Hefford. And Hefford disappears. Not sure whether that was a hardware issue or something else.
I think he got disqualified, you know.
Yeah, he might have been, which is unfortunate for him. But McCarron, yeah, it just goes to show, Chaz, it's very easy to get these cars out of shape. And I've just noticed up the top, we're on our final lap now, and where has that gone?
Yeah, these races do fly by. They are very, very quick sprint races, and they are a hell of a lot of fun. But this guy at the moment is probably not having the most fun time, but he's doing a good job of leading the field, staying away from any danger. Jack McIntyre, it's 6 seconds pretty much ahead of Jack Ashton and Ashley Beard now, doing everything he needs to do. You can see the lovely bloom effect on the dashboard there, lighting everything up, and his headlights are lighting up very little at the moment because there's nothing to look at for him. A couple more corners and he's going to have this one in the bag. I think he's just going a bit hard on the steering now, just giving it everything and trying to enjoy himself a bit, isn't he? He knows he's got the win in the bag.
Yeah, he knows he's got this one all wrapped up, although we won't commentators curse him yet. He's still got the last corner to go. Heavy on the brakes, knocks it down into 3rd gear, tips it in nicely across the apex, nudges it out nice and wide, and then all he's got to do is the run up the hill. And the sun has really gone down now. You saw from that awesome onboard shot that Alex has just given us how little light there is out there at Interlagos. Coming across the line then, Jack McIntyre for the 4th and final race of the evening. A brilliant win from him. Very well constructed. I'm not sure it would have probably gone a little bit differently. He'd have had a bit more battles if that accident hadn't happened, but a very well-deserved win from him. Robert Hartley and Cesare Rizzo come across the line then. There's not much in it from those boys, but it looks like Hartley's just got it on the slipstream and takes 5th place, so a very good drive from him. Your own Ursum comes home in P10. But Chaz, Mr. Ayres, David Ayres in the 666 did take the AM win in the end. Not too sure what happened to your own Ursum. He must have just got caught up in a bit of a battle. I really can't get my words out this evening. I don't know what's wrong with me.
That was great racing though, really good battling by those guys, and I think these night races are a little bit more of a different element into it all actually. I'm quite enjoying watching these guys go through the differing conditions of the evening. It's nice to see. And I'm sure Mr. Jack McIntyre will entertain us with some wonderful drifting of some variety in the next moment as well. There you go. Alex is already on it. There you go. Look at that. You can't even tell where the track is, but he's drifting it somehow. It's sideways. Whether it's on the track or not, I'm not sure. You can just see white lines. There's a bit of grass. He's turned it in. Awesome stuff by Jack. He's now doing a bit of Paris-Dakar. Oh, there's some track. Why don't you try and put it on there? He's going to try and drift this hairpin, isn't he? Scandinavian flick.
Petter Solberg, here he goes.
Oh. You can hear him clutch kicking it. No, he's just slowing it down now, I think. But yeah, that was brilliant, brilliant stuff to watch. Mick Barry saying, great night's racing with some great commentary. Thank you very much, Mick. Much appreciated. We hope you have enjoyed tonight. And for the last time, Mr. Jacobs, if you would like to run us through the results.
So Jack McIntyre takes a very good and very well-deserved win for SimLab Racing. Behind him, Jack Ashton, Ashley Beard for Excite Energy Esports. Round out P2 and P3. I know Excite will be delighted with that. Craig Williams finishes in 4th, Robert Hartley in 5th, and Cesare Rizzo in 6th. David Ayres takes the AM race win behind him, Roy Ververke for a second place on the AM podium. Marcelo Pagnon finishes in P9, and then Jeroen Ursum rounds out the AM podium there in P10 overall. Alan McCain in 11th, Jason Cooper in 12th with Lorne Murray in 13th, Joe McDonald in 14th, Carl Hardy in 15th, Alex Cherney 16th, Nick McCarron in 17th, Scott Malcolm, for Result Clothing, is in 18th. In 19th place, Anthony Ainsworth, Ralph Cullinan in 20th, Luke Cooper 21st, Adam Delmont in 22nd, Rob Graham in 23rd for Automech Knock Hill, Billy Rose 24th, and then all these guys, I think, Chaz, were non-finishers after this. Steve Hefford, Benjamin Mears, Vincent Halley, Mikey Key, Carl Jackalette, Dave Hampson, Craig Jones, Jamie Ayres, Kip Stevens, James McRitchie, Anna McNally, and Brian Holmes.
Thank you very much as always, mate. And it becomes that time of the evening now where we look to the interview waiting room to see who is wanting to have a chat. We have two guys there at the moment. Billy Rose, I think, has been in there since Imola because he hadn't seemed to have moved. Someone who has just actually popped in there that we will have a word with is Mr. Jack Ashton. Jack, that seemed like a one hell of a feisty meeting for you. How did you find that?
Oh, awesome. Loved every minute of it. Yeah, race one, I can't remember. I think race one was a bit of a... I'm not sure, I can't remember where I come, but I think it was definitely top 10. Race 2 got second, really happy with. And then race 3 ended up on my roof, which I think you saw. Quite entertaining in VR, but and then race 4 was just spectacular, really. Coming from the back of the grid 31st and then getting a second, I'm over the moon about that, absolutely elated.
Stuff. Well, yeah, we certainly saw you involved in all the battles at some points. We did notice you on the roof.
I think I see you mentioned it on the stream as you saw me the next lap. I was waiting for McNally to come round on the cool down lap to try and put me back on my roof so I could finish a lap down, but I didn't make it.
Well, how did you get there? Because we didn't actually see the incident.
Well, I have to admit it was all my fault. I was going side by side with Alan McCain, turn 1. I ran wide onto the grass, got a little bit sideways, regained it, and then went into the side of Jason Cooper, span round, and then David Hampson had nowhere to go and just ploughed into me, and it just put me on the roof.
It's easier said than done sometimes to get these things on the roofs, but when they do go, they go. So,
yeah, exactly.
They like a good all over to these short wheelbase little monsters, but it was it seemed like another strong night for Excite. Did you boys feel like collectively you did a good job?
Yeah, we were really happy with tonight. I think everyone put in an absolute sterling effort. I mean, there's a couple of them didn't finish in that last race, but I think with the results we had in a few of the other races, we'll be really happy with tonight. We'll have to check the points out after that. Yeah, I think the team did really well tonight, so props for them.
Good stuff, mate. And as usual, I have actually been trying to research where we're racing out next this time. I thought I was hoping to get to this interview and surprise everyone and say, now I know where we're racing next week. But I don't have the foggiest.
And now you're going to ask me, aren't you?
I was going to, but now you said that, I'm not. Alex Simpson, have you had any luck, my friend? Do you normally find out before I do?
Yeah, normally, but I have to say I haven't actually looked this time. But give me a moment, and I will endeavour to have a nose.
We'll distract them then. Jack, what's your favourite fruit?
Oh, I can't even answer that quickly. What have we got? I do like a kiwi. What about you?
That's okay. That's interesting. Well, we tend to we've seen a lot of brightly coloured cars in the series. Nathan Davis was the green pea, which I know is green. He can be a kiwi, I think, from now on. Carl Jackalette is in a banana, and well, Jeroen Ursum, thanks to Tom, has tonight been dubbed as a grapefruit. So we'll make sure we continue the list, and we'll make sure just for you, mate, we'll add a kiwi into the mix.
And we're at Sea Bump, by the way.
Sea Bump, okay. So that's going to be Sebring.
Okay.
It's a very bumpy Sebring. So in an MX5, I imagine that's quite a daunting spectacle.
Yeah, it's going to be enjoyable, isn't it?
Well, we hope you all the best, mate. And before we let you go, is there anyone who wants to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just shout out to all the team. Again, like I said earlier, sterling effort by everyone, and all the sponsors as well. Excite, they do a cracking job for us, and you guys for the stream. I think we do an awesome job. Watch it back every time, so it's always good.
Thanks very much, Jack. Pleasure to speak to you, mate, and all the best at Sea Bump.
Thank you.
and I just did the silly thing. I moved into the interview waiting room rather than moving Jack down there. So I'll retain my professionalism, and we'll speak to you very soon, Jack. Cheers, mate. Cheers. That's how you do it, ladies and gents. Tom, we've only got time really for one of you. So who do you reckon we should get in next?
We'll have Adam McNally, shall we? I'd like to hear his interest in Excite this evening. So, Mr. Adam McNally joins us in the commentary booth for another interview with us then. So, Adam, Excite, brilliant stuff from you guys this evening.